Speaking of a number that is high, brand new CBP data shows over 27,000 Chinese migrants have illegally crossed the border so far this year. That is nearly an 8,000% increase from 2021. Tudor Dixon is the host of the Tudor Dixon podcast, and she joins me now. Tudor, good morning to you. So we are talking about record-breaking numbers here, and you say that many of these Chinese migrants are winding up in your home state of Michigan. Tell us why.
Well, absolutely. Right now, a lot of people are saying that Michigan may be the portal to the Chinese coming into the United States. Really, if you think about it, Gretchen Whitmer has given them money to build a battery plant in the state of Michigan. And they've openly said they would bring in Chinese nationals. But now we have these Chinese nationals coming across the border. And there is great concern that they're going to come to the state of Michigan. Something else that recently happened in Michigan that is very devastating, and the people of Michigan should be rising up against this and saying, we're not going to allow our elected officials to do this. The Democrats recently voted down a bill that would say, if we give taxpayer money to a country of concern, it has to be made public. The taxpayers have to know if their money is going to a country of concern. They voted no on that in the House and the Senate, and that concerns me. What are they doing with taxpayer money that they don't want us to know about?
Yeah, speaking of, the China threat is typically an area of bipartisanship, but just this week, Republicans on the House Homeland Security Committee wanted to hold a hearing on the increase of Chinese illegal immigration, and Democrats dismissed it. They said that it wasn't necessary and that it was fear-mongering. And more than likely, we're seeing this increase in Chinese illegal immigration because of poor economic conditions in China due to their intense COVID lockdowns than anything nefarious. What do you think about that?
Well, Carly, think about what's happening as we speak right now. The Russian President Vladimir Putin is in China meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and they are saying right now that it is going to be a new era together. They are pledging a new era together and condemning the United States. This is the most dangerous rhetoric we have heard so far from these two countries. And let's not forget that right now, the United States is supplying weapons against Russia. They have a great motivation to work with China against us. China has made it very clear that they want to be the world superpower and that they want to come into the United States. They own a massive amount of farmland here. They now are building manufacturing plants in the United States. And Joe Biden made it easier for Chinese nationals to come into the United States. When in history have you ever seen such a grave threat to a country, and yet they leave the door to the country open? We don't leave the door to our shops open. We want to keep our shops safe. We don't leave the door to our house open. How can we not condemn a presidency that allows people to willy-nilly come into the country and have no idea who they are when we have such a grave global threat right now?
Yeah, and the Wall Street Journal has reported that around 100 Chinese nationals have gotten onto our military bases in recent years, sometimes posing as tourists. And you just heard Madeline Rivera's report about those two Jordanian nationals trying to do the exact same thing. Huge red flags here that certainly need to be looked into. Tudor, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day.